I did, Jeff, just so you know, I called all of you on Friday. Everyone said they were coming.
No, I know.
Thank you.
I know that.
The meeting of the Cannabis Control Board of the City of Jersey City held Monday, September 23rd at approximately 5 p.m. in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Whoops.
Oh, God.
Known as the Sunshine Bill. Adequate notice this meeting was provided by mail and/or fax. Roll call, please.
Oh, you're doing the roll call.
Okay, I'll do the roll call.
Maynard's not here.
Chairperson Bunny,
Here.
Vice Chairperson Cantorero.
Absent.
Has anyone heard from Mr. Cantorero as to why
he
he's...
texted me. He said he's sick.
He is sick. Okay, Commissioner Kaplowitz.
Here.
Commissioner Marte Dublin.
Here.
All right, the first application is final approval pursuant to Chapter Section 84-51 of the Municipal Code, CCB 22-02. The second application we heard, MMD New Jersey, Inc., 655 Newark Avenue. Somebody here for that? Please step forward. All right, is there an attorney present, or is this pro se? All right, who's going to be giving some testimony? All right, please, who's going to start first? Well, let's do this all together. Please raise your right hand, all three of you. Do you swear affirm the testimony about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Starting with you, if you can have a seat, put your hand down. Starting with, have a seat. Please state your name, spell your last name, and give us your address.
Rosario, DELROSARIO, 8 Evergreen Street, Bayonne, New Jersey.
All right, and to your right?
Ashbel, ASHBEL, 5409 Louise Avenue in Cedar, California.
All right, long commute for you. Next.
Sarah Dale, DALE, 1746, Griffith Park Boulevard, Los Angeles.
All right, okay.
Okay, so before we start, I just want to make an announcement that we are not hearing Garden Greens tonight. We're not hearing Seraph and Sons tonight, and we're not hearing Top of the Pot tonight. So if you are here to speak out against any of those applications, those have been adjourned to the next meeting.
This one. All right, what do you want to tell the board, if anything?
First of all, we really want to say thank you. It's been a long journey, like all the journeys in cannabis in Jersey City have been. So we're very, very thrilled to be here. We're actually having our grand opening this Saturday at 12 p.m., 655 Newark. Please join us. We're going to have a ribbon cutting. Senator McKnight will be there, some council members, and our nonprofit partners that we're supporting are going to be there with us as well to celebrate. And we're just excited to really start giving back to the community and bringing the community.
Fantastic. Back to the board members. Any questions, anything that you need to discuss?
Are there any changes to the ownership?
All right.
Any other major changes that the board needs to be aware of?
All right, then. Motion for final approval for CCB 22-02, made by?
Motion to pass.
Second.
All right.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
That'll be 3 votes in the affirmative.
Congratulations. Have a good night, guys.
Best of luck always.
See you at the grand opening.
Yeah, we have 2 Saturdays.
Please reinvite all of you on Saturday.
All right. So apparently there is no other
No,
business.
there is. It's not on the agenda, but we do have, I don't know the CCB number, but we have the other side dispensary here who's coming up. They have a bit of an issue with a state delay. I'm told it's being looked into because it should have been on one of the agendas and it was overlooked. So they're looking into that, but in the spirit of trying to not handcuff these people from opening their business, we decided to let the other side come in today so that they don't have to wait a full month to open. So they can't open until they have their state license. But I would like to make a motion. Let's go ahead. We got to swear in and we got to ask her a couple questions.
Nice to see you again. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear from the testimony about to give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? You can put your hand down. Please state your name and give us your address.
I think your mic's not on.
Try that mic.
Eliza
Bingo.
Brevard Rodriguez. And my address is 141 Van Horn Street, Jersey City, New Jersey, 07304.
All right, what would you like to tell the board, if anything?
Then I'm excited to finally get open. It's been a long road.
And there's no ownership changes, nothing, right? Everything is the same. Okay, so just
so I know, for the record, it's not on the agenda because of,
it was supposed to
and
be
I
on
don't
the
want to approve it. I just want to.
no, it was
clarify
supposed to be
everything.
on the agenda, right, originally, and then it was taken off the agenda because she doesn't have, the state had a meeting in August. They don't have another meeting until October. So she should have been on the August agenda. We don't know why she wasn't on the August agenda. She's trying to get in touch with somebody at the state. It has been escalated to the highest level that it can be to figure out why she wasn't on the August agenda. But Eliza is exactly what the Jersey City ordinance says we are supposed to be looking out for. She's a veteran. She's a woman. She's a minority. She's a member of the LGBTQ community, and she is who we should be advocating for, not MSOs. And she's a Jersey City resident. She is exactly what we are supposed to be advocating for. She was in front of this board almost 2 years ago, and she's at the point where she has to open or she's not going to be able to have this business. It's come to the point that it's no longer sustainable for her. And so because I believe she is who we should be advocating for, and because I believe that's what this board's job is to do, we are letting her come in front of us to give her, I would like to make a motion to give her a conditional approval that the minute she gets that state license, if it's tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, whenever that license is in her hand, she can open.
And I don't disagree with that, and I'm all in favor of that. But I wish we could have done the same courtesy for the previous applicant who had to leave.
We couldn't because I can't vote on it, so the law department wouldn't have let it through.
We don't have a quorum.
I understand that, but I am upset overall of this entire process, and this has nothing to do with you.
Well, so let's
Respectfully, but you're taking the moment to make it about me. And this is a problem because I have been an upstanding citizen in this
Don't
city
disagree.
and done a lot for this city.
I
And
don't
this is not my issue. This is a state issue. This license will come in before the end of this weekend. And this is just to support me getting to the other side. That's all.
I'm going to vote for you.
I appreciate
Okay,
it.
so let's
and
make
that's
this about
it.
her, and you
I'm just
can
putting
bring
on
up
the
your
record that I'm
grievances.
upset what happened
Okay, so
before.
when we're done with this, we can sit here and debate that, but Eliza doesn't need to be caught up in it. Eliza should be able to open when she gets her state license by the end of the week. That's why I asked Markia and Awenda and Maynard to put her on the agenda, because she cannot wait until October 28th. And also, if the ordinance passes on Wednesday, this step will be removed. So why?
I'm just. Hey,
I make a
didn't say
motion
I'm
to
voting
approve
against
the
it.
other side.
I am not voting against it. I am just.
Right, I know. So let's stick to
ticked
the
off that
topic,
we
and then you
can't
can
give
be
everybody the same.
okay. But
Okay.
I made a
move on.
motion.
Move on.
I made a
We
motion.
need a second.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Recognize that's 3 votes. Best
you.
of luck.
Congratulations, Eliza. Good luck.
Are we done?
I believe that would be it.
That's
Other than clarifying, Jeff, I feel
okay.
awful.
No, let me clarify. I called every single board member on Friday to confirm that there would be 3 people here so we could hear all of the applications. Okay? All 3 board members confirmed to me that they would be here. As you are very well aware, Courtney resigned from the board, and we have not had a new member since the date of her resignation. It is not my job to appoint a member. It is the city
You
council.
are the chair, and if you knew this is a problem, you should be knocking on every door of the council, including the council president, and demand that this board is properly
Okay,
manned.
and I have, but if they don't move on it, I my hands are tied.
Well,
So you can stand up here and bash me, Jeff. I can't control that Jose is sick. I made sure there were 3 of you who should have been able to hear the application. But if I am conflicted out and there's no way that the law department is going to accept 2 votes, but I didn't find out until 4:30. So I don't know what you want me to
I think
do.
as chairperson, you should be sitting and knocking on the doors and demanding that this happens. Otherwise, there'll be no hearings. You should put your ass on the line for this board. That's what your function as a
Literally no
chairperson
one.
is.
Yeah, Ron.
Jeff, this is the problem with this city. This is not appropriate.
Listen, Jeff wants to bash me. That's fine. I do a lot of work for this board. Ron can attest to the number of times I call him a week. The council can tell you. I've spoken to Mira. I've spoken to
Have
James.
we asked the council to increase the amount of
Yes, I've
members?
asked for alternates. I've asked to expand the board, but I get nowhere. Ron knows I've asked. I've spoken to Mira. I've spoken to James. I've spoken to Yusuf. I've spoken to Amy. I've spoken to Danny. I have spoken to every single person that is. I've spoken to Joyce. Joyce knows that we don't have a fifth member. So you're a board member. Do your job. It's not all on me. We have equal power. I'm the chair. That just means my job is to do the quarterly report, which I do.
And facilitate the meeting.
That's my job. So lobby the council.
I will.
Go for it.
These are volunteer positions, and you can only do so much. And I'm sure, Jeff, that you would agree that the chair has been pushing. She's called me a bunch of times. I know that I've tried to get involved. Remember the letter I was drafting, and then it didn't get sent because we've got a new ordinance on the table, so.
And the ordinance was heard?
It's on the agenda for Wednesday, but it's going to get pulled again because they're making more changes. Because the problem with this is that it's constantly evolving. The situation is constantly evolving. But if we only meet once a month, Eliza sent an email to every single person in the city that if she does not open by the 28th, she has to declare bankruptcy. We're getting to the point where these businesses are. Yeah, but listen, they changed their address. That is a completely different situation. And I am now conflicted out. I can't control the law department saying if I have a conflict, 2 votes are not enough. I did my job. I made sure there were going to be 3 of you, and there's no longer 3 of you. Jose texted me at 4:30 p.m. for a 5 o'clock meeting telling me he wasn't coming. So I called Ron. I said I wasn't going to come. I told Marquia, did I tell you I wasn't coming? Right. But then there would have been no meeting. So as the chair, I changed my plans. And I came here to do my job.
Can we or Ron send Council President Waterman an email? I don't know.
No, not just. I don't want anything just going to the council president because it should go to the entire council. It should go to Sean Gallagher, so it's sent to the entire council.
Just to tell them that if we do not appoint someone, because we have to recuse ourselves for some of these applicants, that these people are going to lose money. Well, not going
they
to,
are losing money, but they know this. They've been told. They're well aware of the situation, and they know we don't have a 5th board member. I asked for alternates. I've said it several times. We need alternates. There are people, you're a realtor. From time to time, you have conflicts. Because of my job, from time to time, I have conflicts. Sonia has conflicts. But you can't be mad at the 3 of us who consistently show up.
Can I offer a potential solution? With the board's authority and blessings, I would like to speak to the law department and ask for permission in instances like this one, Seraph, if we could have a virtual. It would literally take 15 minutes.
But would it fix the problem with if in times where Brittany has to recuse herself and then on times that I have to? Would that solve
It's
the
not,
issue?
it doesn't solve the issue. The only thing, there's an application that was going to be heard tonight that both Sonia and I are recused from. So even if Jose was here and Jeff was here, it can't move. We need more, either a 5th member, and we need a member who actually wants to do the work, because the last board member resigned because that person wasn't here for 13 meetings.
Right.
I agree wholeheartedly, but what it does.
What he's saying is it solves one small problem, whereas we don't have to reserve this room. We could just have a Zoom meeting and get these people, because the goal and my goal is to try to get these people through as quickly as possible. They're all hitting the point where it's becoming financially unsustainable. I understand that. I don't want to tie anybody up.
But why can't we have Ron asked to do for?
He can ask. I didn't say he can't. We're not objecting. We're talking about the bigger problem. The bigger problem is we need board members who want to do this work, and we need board members who are going to show up. I already told Jose he cannot tell me again unless it's an emergency, because if he was sick, he knew he was sick this morning, and he should have told me this morning, because then we could have called Seraph and said, don't come here. But I found out 30 minutes before, so Ron said, we'll deal with it when you get here. Ron can tell you, the minute I got the text from Jose, I called Ron. You can see it in my call log. Like, if you think I'm not, listen, if you think I'm not doing this work, anyone is welcome to take the chair.
And
I would be happy to not do it at this point.
I'm not
I'm
interested. in
Markia, how many times on a meeting week or the week before do I call you or text you? Yeah, exactly. It's a lot, and I've been it's a volunteer job in addition to all my other obligations. So Jeff, like, if you want to be the chair, I'll resign right now. We can make you the chair in this very meeting, and you can take it on, and you can have the frustration and the aggravation. I would be thrilled to leave this role. Thrilled, trust me. So I don't appreciate the way you speak to me. I don't appreciate the fuck you said to me before, because I'm doing the best that I can with the tools that I have in my toolbox. I don't have a council that is supporting what this board needs. The applicants are getting more and more frustrated. Markia can attest to it. It's just a mess, but it's a constantly evolving situation. And I know there's a lot of last minute changes, but I want to accommodate these people because I feel bad for them. I do genuinely feel bad, but I'm not going to vote on something that I have a potential conflict on and get myself in trouble because that makes it more convenient. I'm sorry. I wish Jose was here. I wish we never had conflicts.
If do we have enough time, like if Joyce was to pick someone for the next meeting, if she picks someone now, we have enough time for that person to be sworn in?
He could walk it on the agenda. It's a direct appointment. I don't even believe they vote on it.
No, I'm saying, is there another council meeting before our next meeting? I don't
There
know what the
is. Yeah,
schedule
there's
is.
two.
Okay,
There's
two
one
more.
on Wednesday, but I
Walk it onto that one or the following.
in the time that we've been.
ASAP.
Yeah, I know, but I'm
Okay,
saying,
but-
let's just say she don't have one for Wednesday. Is there enough time if she doesn't have one for Wednesday to go to
Yes.
the next one?
I called Mira Prinzeri about this at 3:09 this afternoon. She texted me, I'll call you after caucus. I said, okay, I'm in CCB, but we keep getting screwed because we don't have a fifth board member. So we need the fifth person or I'm canceling the next meeting. I'm telling the people, there's nothing more I can do.
I believe Maynard also reached out to the council president.
Yes,
and
he
had a
did.
conversation as well.
So you call her, Jeff. You have her phone number. I mean, I
intend to. I mean, I'm going to call everybody tomorrow.
listen.
So to reel it back in for a moment,
Yes, you can ask for the Zoom meeting for Saraf.
Okay.
I will not be on the Zoom meeting because I have a conflict. So when Sonia, Jose, and Jeff are available, if the law department grants it, Markia will help you facilitate. It won't be Zoom, it'll be Teams because that's what the city uses. But Markia is happy to facilitate that for you. I, again, apologize.
Okay, one question about the Saraz person. What did I hear their application? Because the name does not.
it's
It's
sound-
a new application because it's,
I have to listen to it before we can even.
it was previously approved, but they had a change in
of
location.
address, yeah.
Okay, so that will that matter for me, or do I have to listen to their whole application?
Well, I think it would be in your
Okay.
best interest to at least review the, YouTube or the documentation.
Okay.
You could read the transcripts. We had a stenographer back at 23.
I don't believe we ordered the transcripts.
Okay, I'll just listen to it on YouTube. I just want to know which one it is. Is that the new address, 3662 Kennedy Boulevard?
That's the new address.
It's SERAPH and Sons, 3662 John F. Kennedy Boulevard.
That's not the
But that's
original.
not the original address. The original one is, hold on a second here, 784 Garfield Avenue.
784.
And it was heard on April 10th, 2023.
Okay.
April 10th, 2023. Now, whatever you need, just call me or text
Okay.
me. We do need to memorialize MMD. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Followed by a second?
Second. Oh.
All in favor?
Hi.
Aye.
All right, this resolution is now memorialized.
And then you'll have to do the one for Aliza. If you could just try to have that ready, I'll sign it whenever if you
And
could
I'll-
try to get it to me ASAP.
I will.
All right, so now even though we gave her a conditional, will she have to return back to
No.
us for a final, or that's it?
No, that was it. It's literally because it's a dire situation. It was a courtesy to help her. She should have her state license by Friday, and then she'll open up over the weekend. And if the changes in the ordinance aren't deemed too drastic, I anticipate it will pass on Wednesday night. But in light of recent events,
Was this even publicly noticed
when
when we just conditionally passed?
it was on and then it was taken off. So
I have a question with the
it was
ordinance.
on,
though,
and
Brittany.
it was on the original, and it was taken off.
So it was noticed.
It was noticed, correct.
If that ordinance passes and they don't have to come to us for final approval, they still have to come to us for review, right? So
Renewal.
renewal.
They have to come back for renewal, yes. But I want to make a point of clarification, or not a point of clarification. In light of recent things that have happened, the ordinance may not pass on Wednesday because the CCB in present form doesn't have the ability to suspend licenses. And now that we've realized there are some licenses not behaving in the way that is appropriate, the council needs to go. It came up in caucus today. We need, and Ron has told me, because Ron and I have been discussing this extensively. So while Jeff said I don't do my job, I spoke to Ron on the phone Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
We're not being told this stuff. You know, Sonia doesn't know about this conversation that you're having with him. I don't know it. It would be kind as a chairperson.
Right, I'm telling you right now. I had these conversations.
Of course, we're having a fight right now.
No,
That's why you're telling
but
us.
you shouldn't be fighting with me. This is a volunteer board. So if you're going to come here and fight, maybe you shouldn't be on the volunteer board.
Well, you could always ask the mayor to have me thrown off. It's his discretion.
Okay, I just want to know what happened. Can you tell me will these? I want to be able to know if we have issues like. I always mess up these people's name. The ones that we're having issues with now in Pedestrian Plaza, which are very dire, and I know that I have to abstain from it. But I want to know in the future if another cannabis facility.
Yeah. So it just. Again, it's a constantly evolving situation. We just had the meeting. I don't know. It was last Monday. Okay. So I started making calls to the council members to tell them this is a problem. I read the new ordinance, which all of you can do the same homework that I'm doing. But I spoke to Mira. I said, there is a problem. There's nothing in here granting us the power to suspend. So the only thing we can do is not renew the license. But even that, we don't know if that works because they have municipal support. So the council would have to revoke their municipal support and go to the state level, correct? So again, it's a constantly evolving process. The council never thought to put suspensions in there. Mira just told me it came up at caucus, so I'm going to call her as soon as I leave here to go over it with her and tell her what I think needs to be in there. But if that happens, they either have to pull it or they have to pass it in present form and then amend it again. But there's so many, the whole process is flawed. The whole process is broken. People should not have, I think now in the ordinance at least, because I advocated for this, the municipal support expires after 1 year. Because we also know there are a lot of businesses that are never opening that are holding the licenses or trying to sell the licenses now. So
my concern is because that particular
well, we can't discuss an applicant when they're not here. So
right, but I just in the future, if something happens with an applicant,
yes, we need to be able to have some sort of enforcement mechanism, which we presently don't have. So I can't stress enough, this is a volunteer job. It's a lot more work behind the scenes than you guys think it is. And I'm doing the best that I can with it. And I have already said I will resign if you think you can do better. By all means, do it. I don't want to be the chair of this board anymore. It is too much work. It's too much stress. I am the face of something that is a complete failure that I have no control over. It's not a joy for me. And I have board members that don't want to come here and do the work, seemingly. So, and again, I had a conflict tonight, so I was not going to be here. But as soon as I learned Jose wasn't coming, I turned around and I made it here by 5:01 so that we could hear who we could hear. The Saraf situation I can't control because I have a conflict.
I don't have any problem.
And the attorney told me not to vote. And I'm always going to take the advice of counsel over you telling me, fuck you. So.
Well, I apologize for cursing it. I apologize.
Listen, it's no different than Garden Greens being disparaging to a woman.
I am telling you right now that as chairperson, I think that you have an obligation to inform the board.
I'm informing you right now. I would have informed you in our remarks at the end. I always tell you guys what's going on, but I don't always know what's going on. Listen, there is a political shift happening in Jersey City. We have a mayor who's running for governor. We have council members who are running for mayor. And Sonia can tell you, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It just is.
You're not telling me that. I've lived in Jersey City.
Okay, but you seem to think that the council does not answer to me. They do not work for me. So.
Yeah, but you know something?
They
If the
don't.
board doesn't meet and constantly doesn't meet and just keeps on canceling it, all those people who are donating to
Well,
their
then- but
PACs
Jeff,
are going to say something.
Well, they would have to say something. That's what she just stated. She's canceling the next one unless there's a fifth person. If there's no fifth person, we can't meet because
It's
we don't know
not-
who's coming in front of us and what.
It's
who
not.
has to recuse themselves.
Listen, it's not fair. I 100% agree. It's not fair to every single person that's on this board that shows up that we don't have a fifth person. There should always be enough people so we don't have to do this. But there's only one person who can appoint the fifth person. It is the council president. You can call her, Sonia can call her, and the cannabis applicants should say something. I bend over backwards to try to bring them in and do the right thing. I bend myself in a pretzel. Markia can tell you. We've voted by phone. We've voted by email. I add people to the agenda. In the beginning, I added all those extra meetings. No one has tried to be more accommodating to these businesses than me, but I am just the chair of an advisory board. That is where my power begins and ends. I control the agenda. I can tell you if you're speaking out of turn, and that's about it. So Ron will send another email, and I would suggest
Now that you said you're not gonna we're not gonna meet again until we have a fifth person. Maybe that puts some fire underneath them.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, she just said.
I told Mira, I told her to say it at caucus. There will not be another meeting
Maybe that'll put some fire.
if there is not a fifth member. Because again, Sonia and I had a conflict on one of the applications tonight that we both have to recuse ourselves. And the law department has told Ron Mondello, our attorney, that 2 votes, if there's not a quorum, it doesn't count. So even if Jose was here, we would have had a similar problem, at least on one application. So fortunately, we knew about that, and we were able to tell them not to come. But I did not know about Seraph until 4:30. Everybody was already on their way here. If you want to yell at someone, yell at Jose, because it's not my fault. I can't control illness, and if someone's not here, I short of going to his home and forcing him to come here, I had no power. So I understand your frustrations. I share a lot of them, but I don't know what else we could do. Besides, cancel all meetings until there's a fifth board member.
Yep, I agree. At this point, I mean, even if Jose comes in, then when you and I recuse ourselves for that other applicant, they're still not going to pass.
Correct. We need to have a full board, and we should have alternates. There should be people who can come here and do, just like the planning board has alternates. You may not get called, but you may have to sit in the audience and be on standby.
Well, they would actually sit up here. They just couldn't vote.
Right,
Yeah, well,
They can participate, and it's encouraged.
right.
I mean, yeah, I don't have anything else to say. We're beating a dead horse, so I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No, I'm going home.
Right.
Take care of a sick
Okay.
child. Fun times. Oh, wait, I didn't turn that off.